Hey yo, welcome back to another episode of The Thin Line. I wanted to do two for today and then do another one for tomorrow. Alright, so the second topic for today from The Thin Line is bullying. Now, this is a big pandemic. Big issue in America and all across the board. You know, there are people who are bullied even as adults. There are people bullying and they think it's acceptable. And, that they should still be doing it well into their adulthood. And it's not tolerable at any age. And, yet we still do it. And, no one's really ever challenged. No one's ever really made to feel good about bullying or things of that nature. So let's dive into it a little bit more. I first of all, was bullied as a kid, and it was never fun. It was never nice. It was never anything other than making you feel like complete crap, making you feel hopeless, making you feel useless, making you just feel plain out and out not important. At some point I did fight back, and it was nice. It felt good, but at the same time, it didn't ever really erase the damage. I think it just further escalates. However, given the fact that, sometimes you have no choice but to fight back and throw hands to show your bully that, all right, now you mean business. You're no longer playing the victim. You're no longer going to be the victim. You're going to be defending yourself and standing up for yourself at some point. So bullying is never okay. Bullying isn't nice. Bullying not only affects you physically, if you get into a fight with the bully and he beats you up, it affects you emotionally, it affects you mentally, it affects all three of you, all three parts, and well, technically four, if you think about it. It affects you mentally because now you think it's going to happen to you every day, you don't think you're good enough, you think you're worthless, and that whole spiel, that takes a toll on your mental health. Emotionally, it just drains you out because you're always going to be bullied, and your emotional health ties into your mental health, and it ties into your physical health, because if you're burned out mentally, you're burned out emotionally, then you're going to start to get sick. You're not going to want to go to school because you're terrified. You'll make any excuse so you don't have to set foot in the building or the place that you're being bullied at, and it just messes with you. And spiritually, it messes with you too. Because you think, well, if you believe in God, well, why is God allowing me to be bullied? Why is this happening to me? I thought this, and it just really messes with your entire person, your entire being. And, bullying isn't right. Bullying isn't cool, and bullying is just plain out and out disrespectful and crappy. And, parents who allow their children to partake in bullying are part of that problem because they're not taking any preventative measures to stop it. They're just going to let it go. Or they're going to turn a blind eye to it and they're going to say, well, not my kid. My kid is so good. My kid's a good kid. Deep down, they don't really know that their kid's bad because they're just shoving a blind eye to it. And they don't care to know. They don't want to know because they assume their kid's good, and part of the problem too is it starts out at home, because if you're not teaching your kids respect, you're not teaching your kids to keep their hands to themselves, you're not teaching your kid to help out others, you're not teaching your kid that not everybody's the same and everybody has differences, and if you're not doing it at home, you're not teaching, you're not instilling good morals, good values, discipline, respect, that whole 9 yards, man, you're setting your kid on the world to be completely hated. And then when your kid gets involved into a fight, oh my God, my kid didn't do this. Why is my kid being attacked? And then you're the parent because you're allowing your kid to bully, you're going to be the type of parent that wants to press charges against the kid who is the victim, not knowing your kid was the one that started it. See, bullying is just ignorant, and it's not tolerated. And then it doesn't appear to stop at a young age either, because you got grown adults bullying other grown adults. You know, you got cops who take way too much power and pride in their role, and they use and abuse it. And if this offends anybody, I'm sorry, but it's true. Most cops will take that power to their head, and they think they can use and abuse and bully it. It even goes so far as in politics. If you have a position of authority, you're going to bully your way around, you're going to throw your weight around, you're going to throw that power around because you have it and you enjoy it. And that's what a bully enjoys, having that power, having that control, having that holdover. And they know they're going to give it because they know the victim 9 times out of 10 isn't going to fight back because they're too timid. And if they do fight back, they're going to get beat up. And if they speak up against being bullied, they're going to get beat up. So they keep quiet. They let it build up, and they let it build and build and build. And finally, either one of several things has happened. They're going to build it up to the point where they're going to get completely frustrated, lash out, and badly harm the person that bullied them. Or or if they're an older child being bullied, they're going to lash out and turn it into a violent spree in school. They're going to shoot up the school. They're going to shoot the bully and people that stood by and left them be bullied. Or they're going to, kill themselves. It's not rocket science, people. Teach your kids that bullying isn't good at any age. And, when I say at any age, I'm even going in the realm of adulthood. Because there are adults out there who think because they're better than somebody else, they're more well off than somebody else, that they can bully. Or they're in a position of authority, they can throw that authority around and bully. Or they're in a position of complete absolute power, being somebody, a town ranking official or a state official or a federal official. They think that, oh, well, you know what? I'm outside the parameters. You can't touch me because I'm a big shot. I can be a bully. Bullies only hold so much power. And once you stop giving in to the bullies and you start turning that against them, and I don't mean beat them up, I mean turn their power against them by standing up for yourself, by speaking out, by gathering a group of people to bring down bullying. Once you start fighting back, once you start taking away things, once you stop acknowledging them and ignoring them and turning everything negative that they're doing to you into a positive and rolling that energy toward them, now you're just ruling bullies. You're going to stop the bullies. And it might not be 1, 2, 3, but if you fight back, there are more people bullied than there are bullies. And if you stand up against that type of thing, you can conquer it. You can conquer anything if you have enough people to snuff it out. And, matter of fact, I've seen on articles, and I'll give you an example. I seen a couple articles a while ago where this young boy was bullied to the point where he ended up killing himself, and the family is distraught and they're grieving, and you feel for that type of environment. Or you see on the news, okay, a kid is being bullied and now he went to his school and he shot up the joint because he had enough. Or you got a grown adult in that situation, they're being irritated and bullied and treated like crap in their work environment, and then suddenly they go mental and shoot up their workplace. And then you wonder, well, what led to that? Well, being bullied isn't cool. It takes a toll on somebody in more ways than one. And if you don't see it, you're blind, or you're stupid, or you just are too damn ignorant to give a shit, to be honest. And that's a sad mentality to have. So I say this because I see it. It's a constant pandemic. It's a constant epidemic. It's just all over the place. It's at all levels, unfortunately, all ages. Bullying from little kids to teenagers to young adults to, hell, grown-ass adults. If you follow the news and you see the things that go on, it's not just at a child's level, it's on any level. Prime example, let's take a look at in politics. Let's just take a look at that one real quick. Republicans bully Democrats, Democrats bully Republicans. They sully one another's name to the point where no one wants to vote for that person, so they vote for that person. That's considered bullying and slander. But they do it, and it's done all the time in politics, because whoever's the most popular gets the advantage. Whoever is the most liked gets the advantage, because bullying is something that people resort to when they're at their absolute worst. They need to feel better about themselves, so they bully to get their power back. And then when that comes back and bites them in the backside and they're dropped down because bullies are being fought back against, it just wrecks the bullies. It rips them up and wrecks them and destroys them. So bottom line, people, stop being bullies. And parents, encourage your kids to be cool with one another. Teach your kids that, keep your hands to yourself, say kind things, don't be rude, don't be ignorant, and don't assume that a kid's not going to fight back. You get people out there that say, oh, well, tit for tat, and it's not right, if you're telling your kid that it's okay to, well, look, first of all, I've always told my son, if you're being bullied, you tell the teacher first. You tell the principal, you tell your mom and dad. And if it doesn't stop, you say it again. You make it a repeated warning. And you tell the bully at some point, you say, listen, this keeps up, we're going to get into it. You give the bully a warning. Listen, at some point, I'm fighting back. I'm letting you know I'm done being bullied. And if it turns into a fight, I say knock the crap out of the bully and teach him a lesson. He's going to learn one way or another, or she, that you ain't taking no more crap. So, hey, my thing is, it's never been about violence. It's about trying to stop it and defend yourself and get rid of that whole bullying. Try and get it done, solve it with the principal, solve it with the teacher, solve it amongst parents. But if it turns into where, it's a problem, your kid hits my kid because he's being a bully, I say, you know what? Then your kid deserves to get smacked around by the victim and be taught a lesson that they're no longer a victim. You shouldn't have to play the role and live the role of life as a victim and be bullied. Speak up, speak out, and be awesome. I'm not sitting there and saying that I condone violence, but at some point you're going to have to stand up for yourself. And just remember, bullying is trash. Bullying is garbage. I don't care who you are. If you're a bully, you're a scuzzbag. If you're a bully, keep yourself away and hide where you don't belong. Because you know what? At this point, you're no better and you're no more important than some other nitwit out there who's a troublemaker. That's what you basically are, a troublemaker, a problem. And yeah, if you need a friend, most of the time bullies need friends. Instead of bullying, why don't you just say, hey, listen, I need somebody to talk to. But, the mentality isn't there all the time. So just remember, bullying sucks. Don't be a bully. And grow the hell up. And parents, teach your kids that bullying ain't right. That you shouldn't be a bully, you should be a friend. And if you have nothing nice to say, don't speak. If you don't want to talk to that, if you don't like that person, walk away. The best way to avoid a confrontation is to walk away and not confront it at all. Turn and walk away and leave it alone. And if it continues to be a problem, address it to the proper authorities and go from there. But bullying isn't cool at any age. Child, teen, young adult, grown adult. Get your shit together, folks. Be a lot cooler. Get along. Yeah, I know it's easier said than done because we live in a society where society dictates to everything and everybody. Stop being a part of society and be different. Stand out. Be you. But don't be a bully. All right. Peace.